This project was made possible by a grant approved by the Americana Corner Preserving America Grant Program. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations do not necessarily represent those of the Americana Corner Preserving America Grant Program. Americana Corner was founded by Tom Hand in 2020 as an online resource to help others rediscover America's incredible founding and first century of expansion. The Americana Corner Grant Program assists organizations to tell the story of our nation's wonderful past and rekindle a love for American history in all its splendor. This video is intended for children in grades 3 through 5. However, it is suggested that adults preview the video in determining suitability for use with children. This video features the perspective of a non-native settler on the Virginia frontier during the time period of the American Revolutionary War. It is not intended to serve as a sole representation of all people of that era, nor is it intended to represent any other perspective from that time. There is mention and portrayal of death, and mention of violence and portrayal of violent action included. Note, no animals were harmed or killed for the purpose of this video.
During the American Revolution, the state of West Virginia was part of the colony of Virginia. The western part, the area along the Ohio River, was known as the Virginia Frontier. This area was also known as the Back Country because it was barely settled by colonists. There were no cities or large settlements of non-natives on the Virginia frontier. The colonists who did settle in the Back Country were the area's earliest non-native settlers. They lived on small farms scattered throughout the region. These farms were often very far away from each other. The settlers used logs to build their homes. Their homes were very simple inside, and usually just one room in size. Furniture was very simple and practical. Everything had a purpose or use. All food had to be grown, gathered, or killed. Fires were very important. Wood was used to provide a fire for cooking meals and for heating the home in the winter. Everyone worked very hard every day in order to survive. Children on the frontier worked as hard as the adults. They did not go to school. Instead, they did many chores like gathering wood and helping in the home every day. Adults living on the frontier worked from sun up till sundown, providing for themselves and for their families. When the men of the family were called to fight during the American Revolution, their loss at home was deeply felt. Their absence meant that the others in the family had to work even harder. This was often a struggle since everyone was already working so hard. Not all families survived life on the Virginia frontier. Fatal diseases for which there were no cures, starvation, and constant threat of native attacks were hardships often faced by early frontier settlers that could not always be overcome. But there were those who survived, and they did so through hard work and persistence. If you have ancestors who settled on the Virginia frontier in the early days, when America was becoming its own nation, then you should be very proud. Because of their bravery and endurance, they are among those who helped make America the country that it is today.